Well, here we are, my very first mythic dungeon in the bag. But before we jump into how that went, I had to do some preparations, I'll call it, before I started applying to some groups. First on my list was stripping off that rat nasty leveling gear I had and replacing it with something actually useful. And since I'm unable to think for myself, I looked up a few different ways to gear up quickly, and I ended up going the crafted gear route, using the crafting order system, which was a little pricey at first, but luckily I had some gold from leveling. It took my tiny brain a little while to get the gist of how the system worked, but once I understood it, it got rolling and so did my pockets. I'm not sure if I was over or underpaying for the crafting orders, but they were getting fulfilled very quickly, and all but one piece I requested got the highest level of quality, so I guess I was maybe overpaying? Anyways, this got my eye level bumped up to a comfortable level to even start considering applying to groups. I know this gear will be temporary for the time being, since I'll be getting loot at the end of mythic dungeons and great vault rewards each week. But while I was getting geared up, something caught my eye. And that something was green fire. I don't know why this aesthetic change is so cool to me, but I ended up spending a considerable amount of time learning how to get this look. I first started farming the quest drop, which had a very low chance of dropping, so I gave up very quickly and went with plan B, raising about 16,000 gold to buy it off the auction house. To many, this may seem like a waste of gold, and I agree. No, I still don't regret spending that much even though I'm dirt poor now. But I got the Green Eggs and Ham Fire quest book, which started the quest. I thought the whole process would be easy since it takes place in an older expansion, but it didn't just boil down to killing mobs. It incorporated a little bit of being a sneaky snake and solving a mini puzzle, but wasn't too bad. Now that I Nickelodeon slimed my abilities, I knew it was the right time to start applying to groups. I wasn't really sure what the difficulty jump was going to be going from Heroic Dungeons to Mythic Plus, so I thought to play it safe and apply for the lowest ones I could find, and partly because I thought those are the ones I would be accepted to given my eye level. I found that there were a lot of higher key listings, but had some plus 2s here and there, which I applied for. It honestly wasn't that long until I got an invite. I'm not sure if I got lucky, or that's just how it goes with low-key groups. When I joined the group, I hit him with that "hey" to no reply. But oh well, I'm not here to make friends I guess. I'm here to do the most average DPS ever. After knowing what dungeon we were doing, I tried to quickly find a YouTube video that explains the boss mechanics, but I ran out of time since I had to figure out how to actually get to the dungeon. Once I turned my brain on and used the right portal, I entered the dungeon. A few times. Once all in, I slapped down some healing stones and awaited. I had no idea what the route was, so I was hugging the group so I didn't get lost like a toddler in a Kohl's, and so I didn't pull any extra mobs. The first few packs go down pretty easily, and so did the first boss, which didn't have any hard mechanics, just stay out of the swirlies. The second boss we did have some trouble with, and I think it was because we pulled a few extra mobs when the boss did the cool little knockback thing. But we learned from the mistake and cleared the boss on the second attempt. I swear that this little lightning eel fish hallway should be considered a boss because it was kicking my ass, probably just because I didn't know where to stand. I then got Uno reversed on the elevator ride since I forgot about the side effect of using my trinket, so that was a little waste of time, but I'm sure the group didn't notice. The third boss went down easily, which I'm assuming is just because of how low of a key we're doing. It was also nice having another ranged DPS in the dungeon that looked like they knew what they were doing, so I could just stand next to them in case I didn't catch a mechanic and die. But we finally got to the last boss, which I really enjoyed because of the itty-bitty amount of mechanics that I got to participate in, which I think was spreading the squid ink and cleaning it up, which I think I did correctly? I don't know. But just like that, I finished my first Mythic dungeon and got a whopping rating at 67 in my very own key. I found it to be pretty enjoyable overall, and I'm sure I'll enjoy it even more when I get comfortable playing and getting to higher keys. I also look forward to the affixes whenever I start doing them, since they'll incorporate more of a challenge. But for the time being, I plan to keep joining other keys instead of doing my own, because I have no idea how to compose a group to deal with affixes when I get to that point.